Happy day, everyone. Welcome to the Professional Wellness Panel. We are celebrating because this is Professional Wellness Month, and I have brought together this amazing panel of leaders who want to come and share about their own personal and professional wellness that they're doing in order to overflow onto those who they serve. We are so pleased to be here today to do this panel. And I'm Erica Kesse. I am a love force flowing in universal wisdom, celebrating life. Yes, I am so pleased to share that with you all because that's who I am, not what I do. I do many things. I'm a multifaceted leader and mommy, TV producer and host, author, speaker. I do many things, and I am excited to be here. And this is powered by your Goal Concierge, which is my business, as well as Erica Speaks, which is my brand. And so I want to get straight into it, you all. We have a particular order that we're going to go in, and we're going to get started with each one of our speakers today. They're going to introduce themselves first. So Kathryn, please, can you share about yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Kathryn Annis. I am the founder and CEO of the Dawing Institute, where we are innovating whole person wellness using a mind, body, soul reclamation kind of perspective. We definitely meet people where they are. We honor both Eastern and Western healing techniques and philosophies, and we leave no one behind. We guide them. We nurture their journey, and we really see the beautiful transformation, not only within themselves, but when you elevate those around you. And it's such a beautiful process to see those that have also been misdiagnosed, misunderstood, and overlooked by the traditional system finally find some peace and healing. So that's who we are, and that's what we do.
Thank you so much, Kathryn. Now we're going to have Keisha Johnson to share about herself.
Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, depending on your time zone. I am Keisha Johnson. I have the brand of the Forever KJ that hosts multiple activities that I do. I am the CEO and founder of Masterpiece Vacations. I do financial literacy planning. I am a connoisseur of light, love, and laughter. I am grateful to be here today to share this opportunity with this stage of panels.
Thank you so much, Keisha. Next, we have, let's see here, just a moment. Kelvin, please share about yourself.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelvin Cook. I am a serial entrepreneur, but currently founder of InstimaSync. It's an AI-powered relationship enhancement platform that I really call just kind of my Google for relationship coaching, 24/7, always available, quick advice, here when you need it, gone when you don't need it in your business.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Kelvin. The next speaker we have is, let's see, Marjorie.
Hi, I'm Marjorie Jenkins. I am the managing director and founder of TYH Yoga. That stands for To Your Health. It has another meaning, and if you want to find out, you're going to have to message me to find out about that. And TYH Yoga, there it is. I help tech companies achieve higher productivity and lower turnover, increasing recruiting, retention, and revenue through corporate wellness initiatives. I'm also the corporate wellness strategist for Be the Best You Fitness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marjorie, for introducing yourself. Next, we have, well, I will say that we had Mels Sandvil, but she had a death in the family, so she is not going to be able to make it today. So we send our condolences to her. And then next we have, let's see, Teresa, please.
Hi, I'm Teresa Paul, and I am a sales strategist, and I wear just two hats, not like 50 like Erica. First, I am a sales strategist and high ticket sales pro for coaches and entrepreneurs who have high ticket products who want to sell them at a higher level and don't want to do it themselves. I sell it for them. And then second, I create marketing strategies for companies who want to scale paid marketing, digital marketing strategies that involve everything from social media to SEO to websites. I take all that on so you can go about your business and do whatever you need to do. And I am so happy to be here. This is my happy place. I love talking to people and seeing them on screen. So thank you.
All right. And Sandra.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sandra West. I am the founder and CEO of Bellastrega Media and Design, and we are a full spectrum media firm that manages everything from branding and websites to paid advertising and full video production for our clients. We focus on serving mission-driven clients. So we do focus heavily on relationship marketing and not as much on things like cold outreach or running paid ads. And we focus on helping people really build a connection and relationship with their audience so that they're able to get their message out and make a bigger impact.
Amazing. Thank you, Sandra. LaChelle.
Good afternoon, everybody. So glad to be here. I am LaChelle, also known as America's SuperMom. I'm the mother of 15 children, and I'm a media strategist. I help you to monetize your messaging and create a global impact in the world through media. Glad to be here today.
Amazing. And Okenya.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Coach Okenya. I am a certified life coach and founder of Mother Voice Coaching. I help moms who suspect developmental delays or behavior challenges in their children go from confused to second guessing to confident and clear using my signature voice framework. I'm also a special needs mom myself of one, so this work is deeply personal, and I definitely don't just push a coach. I don't do it from a curriculum. I coach from the trenches, from the experience, and definitely from my heart.
Amazing. Thank you all so much for introducing yourselves. We have an amazing panel and everyone is here. So now we're going to get into the questions. The first question is, how do you ensure that you uphold actually, is that the first one? That is the first one. How do you ensure that you uphold professional wellness personally? And also maybe even go ahead and share, how does that practice overflow onto the work that you do? I would love for you to give me a hearty answer here. So that's two questions. How do you ensure that you uphold professional wellness personally? And how does that practice overflow onto the work that you do? So first, you know what? Valencia, did I have you introduce yourself? I am so sorry, Valencia. I'm so sorry. We have to get Valencia to introduce herself first, you all, before we go into that question.
Look, that's okay. I'm just all the way in Africa, y'all. But I hope that you can hear me okay. My name is Val Dansler. I'm a gratitude expert.
Uh-oh.
I specialize in people go from a life of exhaustion to ease. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We know about technology. Everybody knows about technology these days and how it is, Valencia. Thank you so much. She is the gratitude grandmaster, you all. The gratitude grandmaster. Let's make sure we put her link up here. You can go to Val Dansler to learn more about her. She is the gratitude grandmaster. All right. Now we're going to go into our next part where we're going to answer that question. And we're going to have Kathryn to go first. Again, the question is, how do you ensure that you uphold professional wellness personally? And how does that practice overflow onto the work that you do?
Oh my goodness, Erica, that is such a heavy and pertinent question. For me, personal wellness really starts with radical self-honesty and authenticity. Knowing when I'm just a little out of whack and choosing repair over absolute perfection, which I know is difficult for a lot of people, myself included. Burnout is not a badge of honor, but it's a boundary breach, and especially in systems that reward overextension. So I'll never forget a former supervisor telling me that I need to leave my personal problems at the door. And I completely reject that in its entirety. We're not machines, we are human. And the corporate automaton myth has cracked, and people are tired of performing as plastic versions of themselves just to stay employed. And I do my best work when I feel seen and supported. So now I lead with that in mind. At TDI, I even ask our providers directly, how can I show up for you? Because it's not just about TDI, it's about every human that walks through the doors, either client or practitioner. And when we stop pretending that professionalism requires self-erasure, we make space for a wellness culture that's actually sustainable for everyone.
Amazing, Kathryn. Thank you so much. You really hit on a lot of amazing things. I appreciate that. Let's see what comments we have here. We have some people who are here. Somebody said hello. And then we also had Ken that said, thank you for sharing your insights and gifts on such an important topic. Yes, definitely in the LinkedIn universe, it's important to have professional wellness. So let's continue answering that question. Now, Keisha, please share with us, how are you upholding professional wellness? And also, how does it overflow into your business or the work that you do?
So Miss Kathryn started it off, and I think it's gonna just roll and snowball into an amazing topic, because I too understand burnout. Coming from the EMS world, going into entrepreneurship, I developed the burnt out methodology, which is basically understanding. I've taken what I learned in the EMS world and the different zones that we're told about and taught about in that space. And we always need to stay in the cold zone where we can see everything that's going around. So once we make it to the hot zone, we're on fire and we don't even know that we're on fire. So first of all, like she said, doing that self-check, like making sure, checking in with yourself, spending the day with gratitude, starting the day with gratitude. For me personally, it went from not understanding I was living in imposter syndrome to now living my authentic self. And what that brings to my people is freeing. It is so amazing, because there's nothing like being who you are at the very core essence of you, because then you're able to flow through and not pour into where then you're left empty. So that's how I bring me to my companies, to the people that I work with, and the ones that I collaborate with.
Thank you so much, Keisha. Now we're going to have Kelvin to tackle this question. How do you uphold professional wellness personally, and how does it overflow into what you do?
Well, for me, I maintain my professional wellness by taking care of home first emotionally. There's been countless studies that show that relationships, be it romantic, familial, platonic, I mean, they're all a cornerstone or a cornerstone contributor, shall I say, to one's overall mental health. When healthy, I feel like they give you the mental dexterity to handle whatever the world throws at you, especially professionally. If unhealthy, then everything can fall apart quickly. So you asked for a little bit of a hearty answer, so I have one for you, right? Um, the reason why I believe is because relationships are always going to be more powerful than money and career. And that's not my opinion, it's instinctual. An example would be a newborn baby, right? When that baby is born, we don't hand it a hammer and $100 and say, this is what life is all about. We take that baby, we put it on our skin, and we establish a lifelong connection, right? A relationship that withstands all of life's ups and downs, ins and outs, setbacks and relapses. So just to get a little more personal, back in Q1 2011, my life was perfect on paper. I was a banker with a steady career progression. I was married for a year and a half. I had no money issues, no infidelity. We communicated often, the common reasons why couples break up. Well, I'm at work one day on a Saturday. I'm a banker, retail banker. So I'm at work one day on a Saturday. Nobody likes working on Saturdays. I'm irritated. So I get a phone call that says, I'm moving out. My mom's helping. Please don't come straight home. We didn't have those kinds of, I've seen bad relationships. We were nowhere near that. I was confused. I was distraught. I didn't understand. We tried talking about it. It didn't work. About a month later, her mom called me, asked to meet. We spoke, and she had a completely different understanding of what our problem was. And what that helped me realize was that though my ex-wife's feelings are 100% valid and true, her truth, they were different than mine. My perspective was completely different. And I had a revelation. Communication is more than just articulating thoughts and feelings and active listening and even reading body language. You see, our problem was that no one ever taught us how to interpret action and inaction as a form of communication. So, and I mean, and it's understandable because it's impossible to know everything that someone does or doesn't do out of love, respect, or compassion for you, unless they tell you. So I tried to fix that and communicate, but as our marriage counselor told me, eventually it could come off as petty and braggadocious. That wasn't my intentions. My intentions were to keep us together and unite, but all it did was separate us even more. So within a year, I went from rock star banker at one of the most respected banks in the world, for that matter, to a bartender at Ruby Tuesdays. And I'm not afraid to say that because my life completely changed after that. Nonetheless, I vowed if I ever did this again, was in this scenario, meaning if I was ever married again, I would find a way to translate actions into communication. And as recorded in the great gospel of, the prolific Reverend Keith Sweat, make it last forever, right? So InstimaSync is the fulfillment of that promise to myself. And I found that the communication skills that I practice with my forever wife now are just as effective in my professional relationships. And it helps me maintain a healthy mental state and press forward even when things don't seem like they're working out. We just need to trust the process.
Thank you so much, Kelvin, for also sharing a story, your journey, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next, we have LaChelle. Please share. How are you upholding professional wellness personally, and how does that overflow into what you do?
Well, thank you so much for that question. I think it is so relevant. For my own journey, it actually comes as a result of me not doing it right. For 13 years, I struggled with depression. And for me, it's a non-negotiable at this point. I was hospitalized 3 times. And for me, I think it's important to be transparent so that people can relate to you. We're not relatable if we have this perfect situation where everything is going well. Chaos breaks out on a regular basis in my household with still 11 of our 15 children. And so I think my whole journey of going through the burnout, the overwhelm, the stress, the anxiety is a great opportunity for me to connect with many people that really allow me to expand and grow on a daily basis. So I'm very intentional about filling my cup up first before I even interact with other people. And because I do that, I feel like there's an overflow that takes place to where, I can hold space for other people to be transparent and even just be able to look at their situation from a different vantage point and make empowered decisions. I think it's important for us to realize that we already are enough. You think about an apple, and an apple has everything it needs in order to reproduce and be a field of apples inside of one apple with all the seeds. So just being in a space to where I can hold space for others, it's to remind them their greatness that they have inside themselves.
Thank you so much, LaChelle. Marjorie?
Well, for me, professional wellness starts with self leadership. Every day, I commit to practices that help me stay grounded. Moments of stillness through meditation. So before checking text messages, emails, scrolling through social media, I give God his time to guide me through my day. And then, of course, there is movement and breath work, whether it's yoga, Pilates, belly dancing. Yes, love my belly dancing, and Latin dancing, or simply walking. These practices help me manage stress, stay clear on my purpose, and protect my energy and my peace. I also set boundaries. That might mean recalibrating between meetings or saying no to opportunities that don't align with my vision or my values or my peace. Just because the door is open doesn't mean you have to walk through it. As the old song goes, showing my age here, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And this personal foundation directly informs how I show up in my work. Because I live what I teach, clients and teams are more receptive, and they see that wellness isn't just theory, it's a living, breathing strategic practice. And that's critical because the pain points companies are facing right now are very real. According to Gallup, they said that stress levels in the workplace are at an all-time high. They're at 44% with employees that report it. So that lets you wonder how many aren't reporting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, burnout, like LaChelle was talking about, is costing companies $322 billion globally in turnover and lost productivity. And then presenteeism that people don't talk about, that's where people show up but aren't functioning at full capacity. That can silently drain up to nearly 2 months of productivity per employee per year. So when organizations overlook wellness, those are the costs. But when they integrate it, especially from the top down, they create cultures of care and clarity. Engagement improves, retention stabilizes, and innovation actually becomes possible again. I have a client, when she came to me, she said she and her team were battling fatigue, stress, burnout, lack of concentration, lack of motivation, decision-making skills were impaired, finding boundaries was difficult, and nutrition, forget about it. They could go a whole day and not even eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people aren't just surviving, they're supported to thrive. So ultimately, I see professional wellness as the intersection of clarity, consistency, connection, and compassion. Kind of like the 4 C's that make up the value of a diamond. These 4 C's make up the value of ourselves and those we serve. It's not a luxury like with diamonds. It's a leadership necessity. It fuels my leadership, empowers my clients, and helps companies shift from reactive to resilient. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now.
Thank you so much, Marjorie. Very concise answer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, we have Okenya.
Okay, sorry about that. So I'm a big believer that you cannot pour from a cracked cup. So living with fibromyalgia and anxiety definitely taught me to pause before I push. And that's not how I always have lived. I used to run myself into the ground trying to do all things um, until my body shut down. It gave up and it forced me to slow down. So now I have in my sessions, I call it a purposeful pause. So whether it's prayer, stretching, journaling, or just sitting in stillness, I've learned to take that time out and reset before burnouts take over. So I try to do that on a daily basis. It keeps me going because sometimes as adults, as moms, as parents, we'll just keep going and won't listen to our body. So now I have my clients model that in real time. That this is not going to be perfection, but at least if we're present, I teach them how to listen to their bodies, quiet their anxious thoughts, and build sustainable advocacy plans that include their own mental, physical, and emotional health. Because if you are not able to be well for your child, how are you able to lead? How can you show up whole if you're not if you're just full of cracks? So this is why I give others the permission to do it during the session. I set a time out for it so we can sit at that peace, because we cannot be in a chaotic space.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your answer. Sandra?
So I'm really big on wellness. I'm also really, really passionate about my work. And I do have a tendency to get wrapped up in work and not create the boundaries and separation that I should. So I would say the very first thing for me is giving myself some grace. And then remembering to put those boundaries back into place and to make sure that I do have that separate space between work and home life, and that I'm able to have some time to rest and reset. Because it does allow you to come back and, be a better version of you. So I think it's really important to have those boundaries in place. And I think lastly, for me personally, what I do both with work and within my personal life is to make sure that I have people that I can depend on to support me. So my team is a wonderful support system. And I definitely have mentors and colleagues professionally that I can depend on, not only for support, but also sometimes for that reflection when I need someone to tell me like, hey, you need to take a break. Personally, I make sure that I maintain that support system to be able to have people that are able to kind of, be there when I need that listening ear or that shoulder, and all of those things definitely roll right back into how I work with my clients. Working with mission-driven clients, they're very, very serious about what they do. Most of these people have taken on way too much in trying to juggle running a business and being behind that mission that they're trying to deliver. And so I think the first thing is always talking to them about giving themselves some grace, creating those boundaries, and then allowing someone to support them, and having people that are experts at all of those other things come in and help them so they're able to stay focused on what is their thing. And really that's kind of my goal in working with all of my clients, is to be able to take all those other things off of their plate so that they can stay focused on their message and their mission and be able to accomplish the things that are really the reason that they got into business. So I think it ties very well in together. And there's a lot of times that I'm talking to clients about those things, and it's a good reminder for me that I need to do the same.
Amazing. Thank you, Sandra. And since you brought up teams, we have a question about that, and I would like for you to address it. In what ways do you encourage your team or clients to prioritize their wellness without feeling guilty or less productive? I know that Coach Okenya mentioned how she takes care of her clients. How do you take care of your team, Sandra?
So for my team, a lot of us work very different schedules. We have a global team. We have some people that are fond of working over the weekends. So I'm very big on making sure everyone knows that just because I'm working at 2 a.m. on a Saturday doesn't mean that they need to answer me. So we have a really big understanding across the team that you get to that when it's your time to be working. Whatever that looks like, you do it on your schedule. And we're also really big on being able to depend on each other. So all of the team understands how their piece of work fits into the bigger puzzle, and they know exactly who to reach out to if they have a question, if they need some support with something. And we make sure that we have some really fun times to get together as well, so that all of our meetings aren't just business, and we're able to come in and talk about each other's, kids or family or what we did on the weekend, and be able to just kind of get to know each other and have that space. So we have a really great culture dynamic as well. But definitely it comes down to making sure that everybody understands that it is okay to have that time when you need time to be away from work and not respond to something.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sandra. And I'll let you all to answer that as well as we go back around if you would like to. But let's move forward. We have Teresa. Please share, how do you uphold your professional wellness personally, and how does that overflow into what you do?
So, I have been in sales my entire professional career, and I love sales. Sales to me allows me to connect with people and help them on a level far beyond what other people can do, because I have a skill set that translates well to other businesses. But as you know, if you've ever been in corporate world or in sales, it's a war zone, right? Not only do you have demanding clients, you have demanding bosses, and you answer to the entire company, because I am the bacon bringer for the company. And so it is a war zone. And so for a long time, I just assumed that's how it was, right? If I had a difficult client or if I had a difficult boss, it was up to me to manage those relationships. And why it was allowed in the first place, I have no idea. But I finally got to the point where, and this is one of the reasons I left, I just didn't want to do it anymore, because I didn't feel good. I didn't even take me into the equation until too late in life, and I didn't feel good. And I, again, took a hit. I got sick. My body stopped. I couldn't do it anymore. And so when I decided to do my own thing, I have a policy, no grumpy people. Like, I do not work with grumpy people. And if you're mean, you're done immediately. And I only work with people who fuel me, because I know with that kind of a relationship, I can make a difference in their business. Like, if we're both in the same vibrational wavelength and our energy aligns, we are unstoppable, because I know that I'm good. And if you're ready to go, that's how I work. And so that overflows because I'm able to stay in this high energy state. But it came with a ton of awareness, right? I have to be aware of, this feels good, this doesn't feel good. And when it doesn't feel good, what do I need to change? Who do I need to change? Because I don't need to change me. I'm good. I need to change something in the situation or the other person, or in a way to do that. And so it has allowed me to end the day feeling good and not feeling exhausted and beat up and abused and feeling like an object rather than a person. So it has changed my life drastically. I too had to learn to put boundaries on, right? Because when mom started working from home, she was available 24/7, right? So I had to say, no, here are my hours, only in emergencies. Well, then we had to define emergencies, because suddenly everything was an emergency, right? And so it was a whole new way of figuring out how to have that wellness. And like some of you, I also, since I'm a solopreneur, I work a lot. And so I had to put the boundaries on that. Stop times. Like, I literally try not to open my computer on the weekends. Doesn't always work, but I love what I do, and I love connecting with people, and I love helping with people. And so I kind of feel like I want to be selfish, right? You go play and do what you want to do. I'm going to be selfish with my time. And so that it's given me a playground to figure out who I am and who I want to be and how I want to work. And it's just been an amazing experience.
Thank you so much, Teresa. That was an amazing answer. Now we have Valencia. Please share. Tell us how you are upholding professional wellness.
I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you. It's a little slow, but
Yes, wonderful. So I apologize for the connection and everything. I'm in Rwanda, East Africa. But basically, I practice what I preach. A lot of people may not know this, but several years ago, about 8 years ago, I was at a very low point in my life.
We so want to hear her, don't we? Valencia, we want to hear you, girl. You had a low point. You don't got us on a cliffhanger. Okay. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer the question. First of all, napping. Okay. That's like what I do. I have to take a nap. It's radical, ruthless rest. And it took a practice. I had to actually, because when people think it's easy to go, somebody say, go lay down. No, you got all these thoughts and all this part telling you to get up and do something. You lazy, you busy. You got to. I used to be, honey. I'm a recovering busybody, recovering. I also learned, right, conditioning, that you work hard. You work hard to get things done. Now everything for my thriving flows to me. All right. I get to sit and meditate, and whatever I want comes to me now because I had to learn how to rest. That's the reason why that's what I'm about. That's what I know people need if they can just sit down and nurture themselves. So professional wellness is to sit down, because that's when you really face yourself. The reason why everybody's so busy because they don't want to face themselves. When you face yourself will tell you what's really going on. You're going to have to deal with all of the hurt, all of the things that you need to face. But you know what? Once you really start spending time, you will not have no problem telling people that's all right. I'm people myself, because I love being with myself. You have a whole party. You will be celebrating all the time when you finally get to the point where you allow yourself to do it. Now, let me tell you, do I slip sometimes and things get piled up on my plate? Yes. But you also have to learn how to throw some stuff away. Every time you look at your plate and be like, I got it filled up again. You got to go, because if it's not serving you, it needs to go, period. Relationships, going back to what Kelvin said, it's a ship. That means it's supposed to be moving. If it ain't, it got to go. All right. Also, people around you, like you said, Teresa, they can't be grumpy. They need to be giddy. I don't like grumpy people. I like giddy people. I like people who are really wanting to. Valencia, I see you. Here I come. I'm telling my answer, and I'm gonna let you tell yours. But I see you, Valencia. We're gonna let you tell yours in just a moment. But I just want to say that's how I have professional wellness, and there is so much toxicity in leadership because they're not doing their work. And so they are, like Marjorie said, it starts from the top. When you see a business, it's the CEO. That's the problem. Whoever, that's the problem. They're depressed. They got issues. They putting these things on other people. So how to take care of your team? The way I take care of my team, y'all, I have a team right now that works for me. I used to pay them. I had a big contract. The contract's gone now. I can't pay them, but they still work for me because they want to work for me. That's huge. I thank them, and I'm so very grateful. Shout out to Victory. Shout out to Chisholm that lives in Nigeria, who's still working for me. Thank you, ladies. I love you. Thank you. Because they believe in me, and they know we're going to get back on top, right? And that's what you mean. So the way I do my groups is going back. Valencia, she's the gratitude grandmaster. That's the first thing I do is gratitude. And then I ask them, what did you do? And what are you going to do? Because I'm their accountability partners for getting the things done, but I don't micromanage. And they do it, and they do great work. And I love it. And I'm grateful. So Valencia, we're going to let you, whenever you come back, you're going to be able to share your bit, okay? But that was mine. Is there anyone that wanted to answer the question about how you take care of your team?
Well, I just wanted to add that, it's modeling. We can tell people a formula, but, we're just not designed to live life that way. We look at what other people are doing. Their behavior is really what dictates how we're able to communicate. So I think you have to model what it is that you're talking about, because so often We can try to say, hey, it's in the manual, this is how you're supposed to do it, but nobody is practicing that, because it is a different way of living when you're intentional about your wellness. It's not something that a lot of people do. As you said earlier, we don't know how to be with ourselves. We don't even know what we're thinking and what somebody else was thinking. We don't know the difference between a lot of that. So you have to model what you're trying to teach other people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, LaChelle. Is there anybody else that wants to talk about the team piece and how you make sure that your team is taking care of themselves?
I think what you said, it starts with the CEO. And so if you're not taking care of yourself and being self-accountable, like we literally have to hold ourselves accountable, because if we're not well, our team cannot be well because it flows downward. And then there's this sense of disconnect, and we're doing an injustice to the team, ourselves, our business, our clients. So it is modeling. It's all things of gratitude and, taking the retreat. The best thing that could have happened for me as a leader was taking that time and going on the Thrive Oasis retreat and being by myself. I learned a lot about Keisha, and now you can't tell me that I'm not great for the people that I work with, work for, and that I serve. So yes, it is modeling. It is well-being, self-well-being. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Keisha. Are you there, Valencia? We see your picture. Okay.
Because I'm thinking that's interfering.
What'd you say?
I said I turned my camera off because I was thinking that was interfering with everything.
You do sound better. You sound much better. Please keep talking.
Okay, great. So basically, I practice what I preach. Several years ago, I got to the point where I was ready to give up on the world and just say bye-bye to the world. And I set the date and all of that. And I'm a high achiever. I've been a high achiever all my life. But I just had those overwhelming feelings, right? And nothing seemed to work until I started practicing gratitude. I tried it for 1 week, and I just wrote down very casually 3 to 5 things I was grateful for every day. By the end of that week, I felt just a little bit better, to where I set my date for my quote unquote event. I set it out another week. Right. And I just kept taking it day by day. But by the end of that month, I wanted to live, and I hadn't looked back. So that got me to the point of, why did this work? I had done therapy, all kinds of things, and nothing seemed to work. So then I looked at the science behind it. So now what I do is I'm an elite neuro.
Oh, we can't hear you again. You're a lead what? Okay. So you all, Keisha left because she had a family emergency. So you all keep her in your thoughts. Valencia, whenever you come back, we will let you finish. But it's about time for us to go back through everybody and share your closing remarks. This is the time. I'm going to, of course, share your link again, and make sure you point out that and whatever you need to say in order for you to build a relationship with someone else. You may be the relationship that they need in order to have the wellness that they need for themselves. So we're going to go back around, and Kathryn, please begin.
Oh, goodness. So yeah, professional wellness it really is not just smoke and mirrors. We need to be the embodiment of it. We need to know who we are at our core. And I had the opportunity of losing absolutely everything during COVID. And I say opportunity because then I got to take a good look at myself in the mirror without any job title, family title, anything else, completely stripped away, and find out who exactly the heck I was. And that is empowerment that nobody can take away from you. And so when you come from that point and you're able to lead with authenticity, I really think that it becomes more of an inspirational story. And so when you're able to realize, hey, I pulled myself out from the deepest, darkest depths of, Hades to build myself into what I am, you can really start embodying all of the practices. And I just want to thank you, everyone, for all of your time, your insights, your little tidbits of wisdom is definitely invaluable. And I really enjoyed my time here. So if anybody else wants to reach out, if anything resonates with any one of us, I would invite the watchers, the viewers, to please reach out. I have a feeling all of us are here for your betterment.
Amazing. And just want to reiterate, Kathryn is the founder of the Dawing Institute, which is an organization that really helps individuals who have been misunderstood, provide them with a plethora of options for their wellness. So if you're interested in that, if you have felt that way when you went to a therapist or went to the doctor, please look into Dawing Institute. All right. So now let's see, Valencia, are you available to finish your answer? You were saying that you're an elite.
Yes, I'm an elite neuroencoding specialist. And all that means is I help people reprogram themselves to live the life that they really want to live. I do it for myself. My foundation is gratitude, of course, backed by science. Everything I do is backed by science. And so I'm living it myself, right? I've relocated to East Africa, and I absolutely love it here. And this is me living my life of ease. So I take people from living a life of exhaustion and overwhelm to a life of ease, and whatever that means for them is backed by science. Thank you so much.
But before you go, because we can hear you, I want you to give us your closing remarks as well.
Okay.
Tell us about this, your link that's scrolling by
here. Closing thoughts?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So this is apply for ease now, and what that is a community that teaches you how to live a life of ease, right? Going from exhaustion and overwhelm, whether you're still in the United States, whether you're wanting to relocate, it goes through all of the steps there. There's a 5-day challenge in that. And if someone would DM me, apply for ease now, then normally I do charge for it, but I have a 100% off coupon that I'm willing to share with anyone that DMs me. All of this is because of you, Erica, because I support everything that you're doing. It's fantastic. Okay. And this is just for your listeners only. Thank you.
Awesome. You all, I see those 5 people watching. You can get this free apply for ease today. Yes. Hello, Christy. Welcome, welcome. And thank you so much, Valencia. I appreciate you fighting so hard to be here despite what is going on. We can see that you will fight for people in order for them to have their well-being. And we love that you shared that with us today. So you said DM you. How do we DM you, or how do we message you?
Message me through LinkedIn. Okay. Or if they want to go to my Instagram at Val Dantzler, I can put that in the chat. Or if they I tell you what, if they go to bit.ly, the address.
Apply for ease now. That's her Instagram right there. If you want to message her, or if you're on LinkedIn, you can message her there.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Valencia. Now we're going to go back to Keisha is not available because she had an emergency. But Kelvin, please give us your closing remarks and let us know how we can support you.
Awesome. So I'm a little bit unconventional, if you haven't noticed, but I played a lot of team sports as a kid. And one thing I know that helped us win championships is practice. Practice with people that, love and care about you. Again, whether it's romantic, platonic, or familial. If you practice something with a group of people that have the patience to, excuse me, 1 second, I'm exercising some patience, love. I'm in a meeting right now. And I will come upstairs and get you your lunch in a minute, okay? It's my daughter. That's my 7-year-old. I apologize. She doesn't understand I'm in a meeting.
Honey, she wants her food, baby.
Right.
She is got her boundaries. Look, she's
right.
Daddy, give me my sandwich now.
Go ahead. Close my door, please. Thank you.
I love it.
Hey, I wish Vacation Bible School didn't end yesterday. Let's okay. I apologize. But yeah, so the point is to practice great communication skills amongst people that truly love and care about you. Those skills will also translate into the workplace so that you can keep a healthy professional mind state. So a professional work-life balance for that matter. So once again, I'm Kelvin, founder of InstimaSync. It's an AI-powered relationship enhancement platform that's specifically designed to establish and strengthen relationships built to stand the test of time by translating action and inaction into digestible forms of communication. Amazing. You can visit me and support me by visiting InstimaSync.com and establishing a free account and just playing around with it. If you guys want a lifetime free upgrade to InstimaSync Plus, just establish your free account and then enter beta 0525 in the promo code and you'll have a lifetime free access to the platform. So that's it.
Wow. Y'all, we getting a whole lot of goodies today. All right, you all. Okay. So now next we have LaChelle. Please share your closing remarks and anything that however we can support you.
Well, first, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. This is a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I think we don't talk about it enough. We talk around this topic, but really having actionable ways that people can implement it is so important. I would say just for those that are watching, take some time to do an inventory for yourself. When I was going through depression, I was in this cycle for 13 years because I didn't know myself. I was afraid to have time with myself. I was busy doing all the things to the point that I didn't even know I was depressed because I thought if you're not doing anything, you have no drive, then that's somebody who's depressed. So the fact that I was doing 1,000 things, it just wasn't on my radar. So one way that I remind people is to simply smile. And that's an acronym for 5 key areas that we need to monitor on a regular basis in order for us to make sure that our mental state is where it should be. And that is sleep, mood, inner voice, laughter, and energy. So if we're able to kind of look at those different areas and establish, where are we lacking some things? And it's also a good marker for other people. Sometimes you may have a friend that just seems a little off, and you can ask a non-threatening question such as, how much sleep have you been getting? Or, I haven't seen you laugh, telling them a joke or something. So that's what I say. We have to be proactive and intentional with our own wellness so that we can actually pour into other people. Because if you're not well, As they say on the airplane, you have to put your oxygen mask on first. So if it's not coming from you, you're not dishing out what you think that you're dishing out. You're dishing out the same energy that other people may have, even though you're under the mindset of believing that, oh, I'm positive and all these different things. That's what I suffered from, believing that I was dishing out what I wasn't actually being for myself. So I have a link here for anybody who wants to connect with me. The link is there. And you can just email me at info@LaChelleAdkins.com. And thanks again, Erica, for having me.
You're welcome. Marjorie?
Well, I have to say, professional wellness, teaching yoga, people think it's, a lot of woo-woo, but professional wellness isn't just green juice and sitting in the lotus position chanting Om. As Teresa was saying, it's boundaries. It's knowing, as you said, Erica, when to sit your tail down. And as LaChelle said, take some time to refill your pitcher so that you can be more able to give back to others at work, Kelvin, at home, and for yourself. Maintain your peace.
Thank you so much, Marjorie. Wow.
And
Dynamic.
I am at tyhyoga.com.
Yes.
And email is tyhvirtualyoga@gmail.com. So if you want to find out what else TYH stands for, message me.
Okenya.
Okay. I would like to say you don't have to lose yourself to be a good mom. You don't have to wear the struggle like a badge. Please give yourself grace, give yourself care. And that's how we stay well. That's how we keep showing up strength and softness. Definitely want to thank you for having me here. I truly appreciate this. You can reach out to me. Instagram, same handle, Coach Okenya. TikTok, same handle, Coach Okenya. Facebook, it seems like all the platforms you can DM me. I do have a 90-day program to help transform moms to trust their instincts, to ask the right questions, to understand evaluations, and bodily advocate for your child without losing yourself in the process. And this can be from struggling with speech, sensory issues, challenging behaviors. This program is going to give you the tools, the language, and confidence to speak up, get services, and feel seen as a mother with a mission. I do have my own voice framework, which stands for validate what you feel, observe and own what you see, identify what you need, create a plan, and educate and empower others how to treat your child.
Awesome. Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much, Okenya. And Sandra.
So thank you for letting me be part of this. I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to everybody's little nuggets of wisdom. And it's definitely made me a little bit more focused on making sure that when I shut down today, I am done for the weekend and take some time to do a little bit of a reset and refresh. So really, I think the big thing right now for me is we are currently relaunching with new offerings and a lot of expanded packaging. And so we don't have our new site up quite yet. It should be up next week. But one of the things that we are doing as part of this relaunch is offering free consultation. So I'm going to drop that link in here. It's open to anybody, and it is actually consultation. So it is, let's chat about what it is you're struggling with, and let me see what kind of pointers and what I can give you to point you in the right direction. I love getting to talk to people about their business and what it is they are really driven by, and the things that they need to help them succeed. So I would be happy to chat with anyone that is needing any guidance around really reach and visibility, making sure that people are understanding what it is you're doing and that you're reaching the right people.
All right. Thank you so much, Sandra, for sharing your offering. And now, Teresa.
So, I've been listening to everybody, and it's such great advice. And I'm going to kind of bring it into land the plane here. Look, I know sales and marketing knocks a lot of people out of feeling well, feeling that professional wellness. And so don't be afraid to hire somebody to do it, right? It is an investment. If I can do your marketing and get you more leads, you're going to make more money. If I can take over your sales and close more deals, I'm going to make you more money. So don't, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs spend a ton of time trying to organically get clients, and it's really tough. It's a flea market out there. Everywhere you look, there's an offer about something, and it's crazy. So, find somebody to help you if you can do that. And if you would like me to help you, or if you would like just a conversation about how you can improve your marketing and sales, message me on LinkedIn. I dropped the link in the chat. Just message me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you and just take a look at where you're at and give you some advice. If you're not ready to hire somebody, I guarantee I can give you 3 suggestions to increase your business in that conversation so you can start right away to do something. So yeah, there's my email address, or you can message me at LinkedIn. I'd love to have a conversation because that's what I do.
Thank you so much, Teresa. And we already had Valencia. What I want to share really quick before we go is I have a 21-day challenge that I'm doing right now. And it is about making sure that you eat, sleep, get movement, drink water, and eat, sleep, move, water, and what was the other thing? It's 5 things that are vital for you. And so basically, it is a time for you just to stop and log that you actually took the time to make sure that you're doing these things in your life. As a therapist, I find that a lot of people are just not doing those things. If they are not doing those things, then it's hard for anything else to happen in their life because they're not resourced. And it is, let me just say, you're logging. If you eat, sleep, drink water, move your body, and get sunlight. There you go. So if you are able to log those things every day for 21 days, you can win a retreat, a solo retreat, or you can win a visibility package valued at $1,000, and you only have to invest $21 to start the challenge. So that's going to start July the 1st. I would love to have you all do that. I'm all about people's wellness. Keisha was here earlier, and she did the challenge, and she just swears by it. And so I said, let me just do it again because it seems like it works. So it just makes you take time to actually focus in on paying attention to yourself. Paying attention to yourself. That's the problem that a lot of us have. We're so busy doing everything for everybody else that we don't stop to care for ourselves. All right. So you can look at the link down here. It's thriveoasis.com. I'm sorry, thriveoasis.life/21-day challenge. It starts July 1st. You all, thank you so much, everybody. First of all, let me just say thank you, LaChelle. I just love LaChelle. She is so amazing. And she helped me to meet Teresa. She helped me to meet Okenya. I'm just so grateful for you, LaChelle, for being here. Kelvin actually did a comment on one of my previous panels, and I went straight and asked him after he came to me about Insta. It's Insta what? What is InstimaSync? He asked me about that, and I was like, I need a man to come be on my panel because we need man energy sometimes, y'all. All these women all the time. I try to have diversity. And then I was just going through my LinkedIn and found Marjorie. I'm so happy I met you. And then Keisha has been a fan of mine. And then Valencia, I did another event for her. So you all, it's about relationships too, and allowing people to be there for you and hold you accountable to the things you need. And so you have to do is ask sometimes. Okay. So I just want to say thank you all so much. We are 5 minutes over this, We are celebrating the Professional Wellness Month, and stay tuned for next month is Minority Mental Health Month, and we'll be having a panel for that as well. You all create a thriving rest of your day. Bye.